What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters. Welcome to NoLifeTilMetal. Going to be doing a NoLifeTilMetal records and graphics updates. First off, the latest, which I've shown on social media constantly because I'm just addicted to this album right now. But this is MADROST. This is Charring the Rotting Earth on NoLifeTilMetal Records. Now, usually I show stuff that I did graphics on these updates, but in this case, the band did most of the graphics or hired someone to do the graphics. So all I really did was some minor adjustments and layouts to what they had provided, and made some suggestions, and that's it. But you can see the book was nice. It's an 8-page booklet, which we usually go for at least 8 pages, sometimes 12. But yeah, this is a great CD, and it's playing lightly in the background if you can hear it. But I call them progressive thrash metal, pushing towards the more extreme style of thrash. I kind of compare them to bands like Vector or Corner, like the more progressive but heavier Voivod, even Believer. I hear Believer in them quite a bit, and even sometimes pushing towards bands like Destruction and Sodom and Creator and that kind of thing. So MADROST, it's available on NoLifeTilMetalRecords.com if you're interested. CD, the vinyl's not out yet. The vinyl, we put a later date on the release of the vinyl, only because the vinyl takes so long to get manufactured, and right now with all the COVID delays, it's even longer than it has been, and that's not just in the United States, that's worldwide. So right now I'm going to get into a bunch of CDs. I have no vinyl to show right now. All this stuff is CDs that I've done graphics on. So my first 1, 2, 3, 4 are all from Soundmass Records. Now this first one is a band called Justice, an 80s kind of a just straightforward heavy metal band, pushing a little bit towards the more commercial side at times, but didn't really have a cover to the original. So the label had an idea of what they wanted. They wanted that kind of film strip with in old style films when they had the countdown, the 10, 9, 8, and it came up, and you can kind of see here it's a 30 in the inside, but it looked like something like this. Well, they kind of wanted that because this is a 30th anniversary edition, so they wanted it to be a 30th anniversary theme. So yeah, the whole thing is based on film strips, and you can see the old film styles inside. Not 100% happy with this layout. I like the front half of the booklet. So this album was released on CD for a while. It's been remastered. You can see that here's the layout. You can see photos of the band, lyrics, liner notes. I really like the way that this side came out. I love the sepia tone look, the blue. I mean the tans with this different band photos. But the bonus tracks that were added were all from a band called Daz of Oz, and so they wanted to use it. They never released the album, but they had a cover for it that looked something like this. But I was trying to keep it in theme with the rest of the book, so I made it the same sepia tone look with the tans. And the band came back, or the guitar player came back and said he wanted this portion of the book to be all blue. So the back end of the book has all the blue tints, and you can see the eyes through the back of the lyrics and the liner notes and whatnot. Again, you can see the film strip. So I tried to keep it all together, and it kind of does break it up so that you can see there's 2 different albums here. I just kind of thought it would look better when it was all one continuous tone. But again, that's, as a graphic designer, you can't always do what you want. You have to do what your customer wants. And I still think it overall looks very, very good, and I'm very proud of it. So this is Justice, Australian hard rock heavy metal from the 80s. This next album is this. I think this got to be their 7th album, I think, or 8th album maybe. But this is Grave Forsaken, The Footsteps of God. Started off kind of as a death thrash band, and early on they sounded a lot like mid-90s Mortification. As they got on, they went more towards thrash, and the last album before this one was totally just a thrash metal album with a lot of Slayer influences. On here they kind of moved back, and they're going more for a mid-paced, just a heavy metal vibe with a bit of that early, I don't want to really call it death metal, but almost like that mid-paced groove-based metal that Mortification was doing back then. But regardless, this it's a very good album. I only heard it once. I just got this, but really enjoyed it. I did do the album cover on this one. I did what the band asked. It came out really nice. It's a desert scene with footprints walking away. The album's called The Footprints of God. You can see the sun shining through the logo. The base of this is actually this is a photograph I took down in the, I was walking down in the Rio Grande River bed when it was really dried out a couple years ago, and I took this photograph and threw up my phone, and just, you never use it for anything until this came along, and it just worked out perfectly. So it's actually a much smaller than it looks area of the photograph, and I just did some warping to it and made it look like it was a much bigger area with the footprints walking apart. If you look really, really close, you have to look really close. You can kind of see little red dots inside each of the footprints to represent, the footprints of Christ when he had his feet, the nails through his feet. So obviously he wouldn't have been walking with nails and bleeding feet, but just wanted, it's a very minor thing, and just kind of wanted to give that that vibe to it. But anyhow, the booklet came out nice. CD came out nice. The CD fits over top of photos of the band. Vaughn Gregory's, and Luke Gallagher, I believe, are the two. I think Matt's been with the band forever too. So they've gone through several drummers, but let me show you the booklet real quick. A lot of lyrics, as you can see, but they're still readable. More photos of the band, liner notes. It came out nice. 8-page booklet, Soundmass Records. Soundmass.com is where you can pick it up. I believe rocksrecords.com also has copies of this if you're interested. I'm going to turn my phone off because it's driving me crazy. Alright, next up, Australian extreme metal. Apparently the band doesn't like to be called death metal. I've always thought of them as death metal band, but this is their third album. This is Metanoia. This is Don't Walk Dead, and then also Time to Die. These are the original covers. Other than scanning them and cleaning them up and doing some minor changes, you'd have to really look hard to figure out what I did. But yeah, I brightened them up and lightened them and sharpened them, and I did some stuff to the logos to make them pop a little. But yeah, this is the original cover for this. 13 tracks, which the original had 13 tracks. Really cool inside. I really like the way this booklet came out. It's got, well, first of all, let me show you the back behind the tray. So there's the behind the tray. You can see a close-up of some of the heads that are on the front cover. But what I really liked, some of these live photos. Funny thing is I've had these promo photos in my collection for, I don't know, since the 90s. The band sent them to me back when I was doing the Ultimate Metal Mag, our old zine. But I never used them for anything that I can remember, and it was perfect that I had all these photos for this. So you can see the band there. Again with the lyrics. Some more photos, promo photos of the band from that time period. And again, lyrics. I think it's a 12-page booklet. But yeah, it came out nice. Remastered by Rob Caldwell. Sounds fantastic. Metanoia, Don't Walk Dead, and then also Time to Die. Again, I scanned it, lightened up the graphics a little bit, gave it a little more pop. I did change the color of the logo to white. It was kind of a silvery gray color before, and it just almost disappeared. So it looks better. It just looks much nicer in white. Again, you got 14 tracks. Band was getting more experimental on this album than they were on the last. Again, you can see behind the tray. And then, again, these are photos that I had in my personal collection that I was able to use for this. So that was cool. That live photo I've had forever. They're really cool photos. You'll see they're kind of smoky looking, really oversaturated. Like the color is just oversaturated, and the faces are kind of blurred. But it looks awesome in this death metal album, extreme metal album. And it had an awesome center spread photo, but you can see the whole thing is kind of blurred, and it just has this oversaturation of flooded of lights. It's really cool. Spud, the bass player. Ian, the drummer. So yeah, really happy with how that came out. Looks really good. And sounds great. Rob Caldwell did a fantastic job. Alright, next up. This is the one for Girder Music that I worked on. This is a reissue of Bride's Drop. I don't think I've shown this one before. Again, I did redo the cover. The original cover was bad 90s Photoshop. But we went with the same idea as the original, but we updated the cover. It just really needed it. We went with the classic Bride logo, which the other one didn't have it. It just had a little where you see drop in this little font right here. I think it said Bride up here in the corner and a little drop. So we went with I wanted a real metal looking, so you can see kind of see that metal drop I created going into the water. And it kind of has a flow to it. So if you open the, so here's your CD with the drop just about to hit the water. There's a drop halfway in the water, and then plop, it's in the water. So kind of cool. I dig it. 25th anniversary edition on Girder Music. I think it has a 8 or 12 page booklet. Your tons of photos, period accurate photos of the band. Again, lyrics. I like readable lyrics. I'm not about fancy fonts when it comes to... Fancy fonts are cool for the title when you put it bigger, but I want to be able to read what's in the liner notes. So you got new liner notes here by Dale Thompson. The collage, which I showed you. More lyrics. So it's an 8-page booklet. Yeah, came out nice. Really happy with it. Color's fantastic. Sounds good. Remastered. Again, I believe by Rob Caldwell. Yep, by Rob Caldwell. So this is Bride getting away from the metal sound that they had done for their first, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 albums. So I think this is their 6th studio album. And yeah, it was them getting away from that sound, going for a more organic kind of hard rock sound. I hear some Led Zeppelin vibes in here. It's definitely a little bit of alternative mix to it. But yeah, it's Bride mid-90s, so drop. These next 4 are all from the same artist. I'm going to go through them a little quicker because otherwise it'll take forever. But David ZAFFIRO's solo album is from David ZAFFIRO, of course, being the Bloodgood guitar player. Case is cracked on this one. Sorry, I got to replace the case. But original cover art, I did clean it up again, brightened, lightened, sharpened, redid the text so that it was nice and crisp and there was no more A's in the background. You can see there's the spread. Again, these are all, I believe these are all 12-page booklets. Might be 8. I can't remember. We always do between 8 and 16 pagers. So yeah, this one is actually an 8-pager. So great photo of actually that photo is right before he left. This is actually a Bloodgood photo, but perfect photo from that time period. And again, lyrics, and you can see they're very readable. And very happy with the outcome of all 4 of these. So this next one, I actually have to open it. I did actually already have one open, but I had 2 copies, and this one, the other copy I loaned to a friend, so here you go. In Scarlet Storm. This one was what? Let me see if the years, it should be on the back. 1990. I think this one was 1989. Yeah, this is 89. Originally on Alarma Records. This was 1990. Originally on Intense. I think it was. Yeah, Intense. Again, it's another 8-page booklet. You can see the spread. The raindrops in the background. I used that raindrop theme throughout since it was on the front cover. Original cover art again. I did redo the type once again, so it was nice and crisp and clean. And there's no way you'd be able to tell this was scanned from because nobody has the original art. Stylized photo of David ZAFFIRO there, and again, lyrics. So it came out great. Again, sounds great. Is remastered. So if you're into David ZAFFIRO or Bloodgood, definitely worth checking out. This is his 3rd album from 1992 on Frontline Records. It was. This is the inner tray. This one's a little different in that instead of one photo of him on the inside, this one has 2 because it has Randall Waller, who was a big part of this record as well. So his photo is on there too. Again, lyrics and liner notes and whatnot. But yeah, really like how this came out. This actually took this little piece of the frame right there, and I used that for the inside, and it came out really cool. You see that frame, and then his 4th and I think it was his final solo album. This one from 1994, again on Frontline Records. Front, back. Cool photo of him there. There's actually a few more photos in this one because I had more photos of him this time. Liner notes, photograph, lyrics, whatnot. So yeah, this one came out cool as well. Really like the CD face with the close-up photo of his guitar. So there you go. That's David Zaffiro. I did all the graphics on those, recreated the covers from the originals because nobody's had the original art for these, so they came out fantastic. And that's it for this edition. I do have a lot of stuff coming in. I'm working on a lot of releases, so keep your eye open. And I got a big announcement coming, a couple big announcements coming from NoLifeTilMetal Records as well. That's it. Thanks for watching. God bless. Stay strong.